Hey, what is happening everybody? This is Alex and today we'll be doing a quick hands-on video of the Blackest Night 10th Anniversary Edition Omnibus. Since this is a totally massive event, it would basically be at least a 30-minute review to cover everything that has happened from the main series, the Green Lantern books and all its tie-ins. The objective of this video is to take a quick and dirty approach of giving you a thorough look of the new edition as well as benchmarking it against the previous collected editions which collects this major DC event. So without further hesitation, let's dive right in. First up are the standard hardcovers. This is a great starting point as the 7 standard hardcover volumes nearly covers the entire event. These particular hardcovers are out of print, but I believe you can get the equivalent trade paperbacks from sites like Amazon and in-stock trades. Rather than annoyingly read through a comprehensive list of what each of the 7 volumes collect, I have thrown together a list here. Feel free to hit the pause button, but note that I have put this entire list in the description below. The second collected edition here is the Absolute, as this edition is only a single volume. We're missing basically all the tie-ins and the Green Lantern core arc. We only get all 9 issues of the main miniseries, the Green Lantern issues, and extracts from the Untold Tales of the Blackest Night and DC Universe 0. There is also the director's cut, but I consider that being an extra. What makes up for this edition are the Absolute size pages and its extras. For just reading the main arc, this edition is the way to go. The last edition before getting to the 10th Anniversary Omnibus is to quickly take a look at what you get with the second volume of the Green Lantern by Geoff Johns Omnibus. The reason we are looking at this, as many of you I know already own all 3 volumes and wonder whether it's worth to double dip. The short answer is definitely yes if you want the full experience of the event. This second volume only collects the main arc, Blackest Night Tales of the Core, and an extract of the Untold Tales of the Blackest Night. Now that the older editions are out the way, let's turn to the book that you came here to see. This is the Blackest Night 10th Anniversary Omnibus. First up, I want to say the design of the dust jacket is amazing. The designer Louis Prandy has done a phenomenal job here, and the combination of the matte and spot gloss finishes really stands out, and it will definitely look amazing on your shelf. And now, taking off the dust jacket, we see the wraparound art by Ivan Reis, Auclair Albert and Joe Prado from the Blackest Night issue 5. Absolutely zero complaints here, and I love this choice. Now moving on to the interior work. The design is great and consistent, but this is where I unfortunately have to dive into the negative aspects of the book. I definitely don't like to deter you from not getting this book, because from a story point of view, I would personally rank this as one of the top DC events of all time. The storytelling from Geoff Johns and his collaborators is A+, and to have this mostly all collected in a single edition is a must buy. But with a $150 recommended retail price tag to go with this massive book, I would expect the table of contents or the actual issue that you'll be reading. You can see here when I traverse through the hardcover set, it gives you a clear indication on what the issue is and the text is totally non-intrusive. I definitely love virgin covers as much as the next collector and personally despise those dialogue covers when it intrudes on great artwork. But in this case, it would have been very beneficial to the reader to know what they are actually reading. But fear not, community, for what I have done for all of you is actually spent a couple hours going through every single page in this omnibus to develop a table of contents. Again, feel free to hit the pause button right now to see how this edition implemented its reading order, but note that I have also provided this in the description below. Even though the paper stock is on point like all the recently released Omnis from DC, unfortunately the second negative aspect I want to talk about here is the binding and how it produces significant gutter loss on its double page spreads. I know this is a totally massive book, but with the inner spine not fully lifting up like what we see from the Marvel Omnis, the reading experience can be ruined for most people. Moving on to the extras, unfortunately this edition also comes up very short here, but I cannot fault DC for that. Due to the amount of issues this omnibus collects, I can only understand why they gave us 2 things. First, the symbols of the spectrum, how they came to be and what they represent by Ethan Van Sciver, as well as the Black Lantern character designs by Joe Prado, Ethan Van Sciver and Alex Sinclair. Now for my final thoughts. Having purchased this omnibus, I totally do not regret it and I can see myself using this edition to binge read it time and time again. This omnibus has been a long time coming and I'm happy that DC has put this together even though they didn't go the extra mile. What I mean by this is that they actually didn't include all the Blackest Night tie-ins. There have been other tie-in issues from Booster Gold to Doom Patrol to even the Justice League of America which didn't make the cut. I know there was no more room since this book is massive already, but they could have split this into 2 volumes and even added more extras to each volume. This really would have been the cherry on top. Now I turn this over to you. What do you all think? Given we finally have an upgrade for the entire hardcover/trade paperback set in an oversized format, will you be upgrading? Sound off in the comments below on what you all think. As always, a special thanks to you all for your continued support here on YouTube and Instagram as well. This is Alex, and I'll catch you in the next video.